All right, Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you. Excited to be here. Well, I'm a musician and they had to cancel. I'm another musician and they had to cancel. So unfortunately, I could not prevent you from hearing my voice tonight singing, which is not great. I understand that, but here we are. So if you can sing really loud to overcome my voice, I think everyone would appreciate that. Okay, moving on to Shabbat candles. Brooke, you want to come up here? You can whatever you want to do. I like your dress. What are we looking at? Is it buildings?
Yes, like a scene.
Oh, cool.
Am I supposed to read it?
You just
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah, like you gotta do.
Okay, good. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'havlik shel Shabbat.
Perfect. Amen. Thank you. Okay, we're moving over to page. I think it's 128. That feel, yeah? Is that what your tab says? Oh. Okay, tab 128. Hine mato. Hine mato b'manayim shevet achim gam yachan. Hine mato b'manayim shevet achim gam yachan. Hine mato shevet achim gam yachan. Hine matem shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matem manayim shevet achim gam yachad. And we now move to a Charodi on page 138. And we're going to recite paragraph 1, 5, and 9. And we arrive on paragraph 9. I invite you all to stand up and face the entrance as we greet the Shabbos bride. Here we go. Lecha dodi likra kai lai la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kai lai la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Hishmiyanu el ha'miuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad L'shem letiferet v'hili tihila Lecha dodi likra kai lai la 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 P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kai lai la 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 P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitori, kiva ore kuhumi ori, uri, shirda beri, keva lalana aliyah negila, lecha dodi likra kai la 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 la, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kai la 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 P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala gam b'smicha u'v'tzola toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, lecha dodi likra kai la 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 P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kai la 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 P'nei Shabbat Nekabela. Okay, we know Shalom Aleichem on page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasaret, Malachei Melech Malachei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Belechem Shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon Melech Malachei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Say Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. We're going to move over to the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yikadal v'yitkada Shemera Del Madivrach Erotei V'yamlik Malchutei V'chayechon Yomechon Uchayedecho Be'Yisrael Ba'gala Uvizman Kariv V'imar Amen. Yehishmera Ba'mevara Le'alam Me'almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipar V'yipramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemer Kedusha Barichu Ve'elam Min Kol Berchata V'shirata Tu Shpechata V'nechemata Damir Be'alma V'imar Amen. We move to the Baruch Hu on page 146. I invite you to rise. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. You may be seated. All right, moving over to page 149. Let's read the English on top of that page together. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hamariv aravim. Let's continue to read the English on the bottom part of page 151 together. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works in the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Moving over to the Shema on 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malachuto Leolam Avad. V'ahavta 154. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol avecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meyodecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinartam levanecha v'divartam ba'am v'shiftecha b'veitecha Uvetecha havaderech, ushoftecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leyot al yadecha, v'hayu atotafot beinenecha, uktavtam al mezuzo beitecha, uvisharecha. V'ma'an tisgeru v'asitem et chol mitzvotai, v'item kedoshim le'loechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotziti etchem meretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. Moving over to Micha Mocha on page 158. La 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 me Madonai me kamocha ne'edar b'kodesh no tehilot osei fela no tehilot osei fela la la Move over to Vishamru, right? Yeah, Vishamru on page 162. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat le'dorotam b'rit olam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat le'dorotam b'rit olam B'nei Yisrael, Oti le'olam, V'shamru b'nei Yisrael, Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat le'dorotam b'rit olam. Ki shechet yamim asadonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot Shabbat ledorotam barito lam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash. Shabbat vayinafash. Shabbat vayinafash. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael. And Shabbat v'asotem ha-Shabbat ledorotam barito lam. We now move to the Amidah on page 164. When you arrive there, I invite you to stand with me. Adonai, Shabbat Taitas, Uvia, Gita, Ilatan. Shabbat Taitas, Uvia, Gita, Ilatan. Baruch atah Adonai Elohim Elohei Avotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Hagadol Hagibor Hanura Elohim Go and Sasadim Tali, the Kohen Hakol, the Zoher Kasea Motimahot, who may be who live Naven Leman Shemoti Ahaban, Melech Ozer Mashiach Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Ezra Sabran, Atagi Borleman. Mechayah Olatam Roshia Borilatam Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachim Rabbi So Mechnoflim Berofei Cholim Umatir Rasurim Umechayeh Dato Lishen Rafa Micha Malcha V'Amgurot Umi Jonas Now Mimi Tumechayim Umashmir Yeshua B'Mana Talachayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai V'Chayim HaKol. We will now continue silently until page 180. You may be seated whenever you like. Oh, say shalom b'mromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. V'imru, amen. Oh, say shalom b'mromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. V'imru, amen. Say shalom, shalom aleinu. V'akol Yisrael. Say shalom, say shalom. Shalom aleinu, v'akol Yisrael. Say shalom, say shalom. Shalom aleinu, v'akol Yisrael. Say shalom, say shalom. Shalom aleinu, v'akol Yisrael. Okay, now some words of Torah. Oh, hey, hi. Second Friday, but we didn't have Genevieve, so we kind of had to like cancel it. But if I thought if I canceled it, like it said something about it, people would be confused. So we decided to say nothing at all. That was I apologize, Sarah.
Great to have you getting to that.
Great. All right. So this sermon is really Second Friday material. Now that I'm looking at it right now, so here we go. Okay, so Numbers 35 in our Torah portion this week attempts to tackle something complicated for any society or government: the punishment for killing a person. And there's a poignant passage in Numbers 35 that sums up the problem quite nicely, and it states this. But if a man pushed without malice or hurled any object at the victim unintentionally and death resulted while not seeking harm, then, and it stops there. Grammatically, this statement is missing what's called an apodosis, the then clause of an if-then statement. And isn't this just the perfect metaphor for this incredibly difficult problem? Right? If a person kills someone else and it's manslaughter rather than murder, as this passage suggests, then what happens? Is the person free to go? Do they pay a fine? Are they themselves killed in response? The punishment in this verse is not given. However, there is a lot we can glean from the context of this passage, which I have actually not yet shared with you. But by itself, it represents the struggle every society has in managing complicated legal problems like manslaughter. And the Torah itself has a unique problem that it needs to overcome, other than just deciding the punishment of manslaughter. It's doing the great work of civilization building, but the process of constructing a civilization requires the act of instituting a comprehensive law code. And the Torah's deep understanding and belief of justice often does not align with local customs or timelines throughout the saga of the Bible. The quandary over the punishment for killing has had solutions well before the beginning of civilizations. So, when the Torah institutes the laws to be followed across tribal boundaries, these law codes must also negotiate local customs. And we see this problem occur a lot throughout humanity's storied and complicated history, mostly in the form of imperial conquerors dictating new rules to the conquered peoples. In fact, Israelites enjoy the dubious reputation of both being the conquerors and the conquered. Perhaps it's from this unique dual experience that the system of justice we see in the Torah often offers a sense of compromise. Which brings me back to that hanging if-then clause. The very next verse doesn't supply a satisfying then statement, but it does say this: the assembly shall decide between the slayer and the blood avenger in such cases. And here we have a perfect dichotomy between the laws of the government, aka the assembly, versus local customs, referred here to as blood avenger. The ancient Near East solution to killing was revenge killing by the harmed clan, tribe, or family. There was no distinction between manslaughter or murder. A death for a death is the blood vengeance system. Now, this form of justice is so ubiquitous that we see it still today in some parts of the world. And while we find it's very disagreeable to our own sensibilities, it has validity in its precedents, if not its logic. So our Torah has a problem here. It does make a distinction between manslaughter and murder, which is a nuance not practiced by blood vengeance. The Torah could easily change the laws to align with its own morals. Imperialistic conquerors historically have completely transferred their sense of morality upon people they conquered. It did not matter whether the conquered people agreed with it or not. And so the Torah could have said, blood vengeance is now outlawed. And yet something else we learn from our own US history is that people don't automatically follow rules, especially if they feel there are no benefits from them, even if it's dangerous not to follow them. That Tea Party at Boston shows our own flair of being dissatisfied with imperial overlords. And the Torah recognized this problem, that transferring morality by replacing local legislation with new laws can backfire spectacularly. So the Torah thinks up a unique solution through a clever use of refuge cities. Numbers 35 dictates that the Israelites shall designate 6 cities as refuge cities in the land of Canaan. These cities are invested as a refuge to protect any individual who committed manslaughter from a blood avenger. In other words, a blood avenger is welcome to try to claim vengeance, whether the killing of their family member was murder or manslaughter. However, if it's deemed manslaughter, they cannot kill that person as long as they reside in a refuge city. Furthermore, the Torah, anticipating the question of how long an individual can reside in the city before they're permitted to leave, it writes, "There he shall remain until the death of the high priest." Thus, every time a high priest passes away, every person residing in a refuge city because of manslaughter is free to go home without fear of blood vengeance. And our Torah makes an impressive compromise on multiple levels. First off, it accepts that it cannot just legislate away the institution of blood vengeance. It recognizes that it will exist no matter what the Torah does. But neither does the Torah adopt blood vengeance as its official means of justice. Instead, it compromises, offering a blood avenger some latitude while providing a method to protect the person who committed manslaughter. The Torah is working within the institution of blood vengeance rather than outlawing it. And this is what I love about the Torah. It states, if we are to believe in justice, we must discern a difference between manslaughter and murder. A sense of justice dictates that these be placed in separate categories. Yet our Torah also is realistic that making this distinction is not the same as enforcing it. So instead of outlawing blood vengeance, the Torah works within it, using the combination of the assembly combined with the blood avenger to create a law code that works within both systems. And this compromise was significant in another way. It provided a new precedent for Western civilizations to develop laws that do legislate away blood vengeance. By making a distinction between manslaughter and murder, our Torah paves the way for law codes that offer fairer and more just punishments rather than just revenge killing. And our current law code and others in democracies around the world contain healthy debates of specific punishments of manslaughter, which I believe was very much influenced by the law code of our Torah. Thank you. Okay, we're now moving over to the Mishnah Berach on page 371 of your prayer books. And in our own community, we're thinking about these people who are in need of healing: Ginger Spiro, John Johnson, Pat Victor, Denise Breeze, Ross Rumack, Ian Clift, Hannah Franklin, Dale Chubin, Frank Erwiskin, Sharon Joy McDonald, Autumn Edwards, and Rabba Chatfer. If there's someone who you are thinking about who's in need of healing, please feel free to say their names out louder in your hearts. Misha Avotenu Mekor Habracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. All right, we're now moving to the Elenu on page 587 of your prayer books. When you arrive there, I invite you to stand with me. Jerusalem shall kingly head and Shemo, Magaraleni Lahalik Malchuto, Vanach Kori, Ulishahari Muboti, Litten Amalek, Machem Hamachim, Hakara Shvaru. 591. And we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech. May we never lift up our hands to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity, and cause light to go forth from all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech kol ha'aretz v'yom ha'hu yidei Adonai Ushema. Now turn to the Mourner's Kosh on page 598. In our own community, we're thinking about these yard sites this week: Adeline Landsman, Mary Miller, John Nagel, Casilla Stilton, and Walter Wolf. If there's someone who you are thinking of, please feel free to say their names out louder in your hearts. May memories be for a blessing. Yitkadal Yitkadash Shemei Rabba Be'elma Divrach Yotev Yamlik Machute B'chayechon Uvyamechon Uvchayederchol Beit Yisrael B'agala Uvizman Kari V'imru Amen. Yehesh Me Rabba Mebarak Le'olam Ulamei Almayam Yitbarak V'yishtabak V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitale V'yitalal Shemeda Kudashah Barichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechamata Da'amiran Ba'alma V'imru Amen. Yehesh Lama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleni V'akol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'imromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleni V'akol Yisrael V'imru Amen.
May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. All right, you may be seated. Okay, announcements. Tomorrow we are going to have we're volunteering with the mobile food bank at 12:31 at the Fairview Rec Center. So I encourage you to come to that and join us. We partner with the Greater Baptist Friends. So it's a great combo of people who go there. And then next Saturday is Underground Pride at July 22nd. I still need some volunteers to help out. We have a booth that's there. And so it'd be nice to have enough people at the booth to kind of, help out, say some Jewish stuff, just be supportive. So anyway, so please come and be supportive and we'll be there and it'll be a lot of fun. So if you want to volunteer, you can send me an email or send someone an email and they'll get to me, one way or another. And then we have our camping trip 2 weekends from now. So there won't be any Shabbat services here during that weekend, the weekend of 27th and 28th, I believe. Right? It was 20th, 29th?
27th to 30th.
But 27th is a Thursday, right?
Yes.
So 28th and 29th, there'll be no Shabbat services here because we'll be having it over at the campsite, just FYI. I'll send an email out and there'll be a sign up on the door in case you forget. But yes, just have to keep that, mark that in your calendars, is that we will not be having Shabbat services at this location those 2 days. Okay, and then anything else that I'm forgetting? Right, I always forget that. Yes, I'm out of them every time. I know, right? So Wednesday we have morning minion at 8:30 over Zoom, and then on Thursday we have morning minions at 8:30 right here, and then we go have a pancakes afterwards. So please join us for one of those two. That would be great. And I think that's everything, right? Anything else? Board members? Okay, yeah, we can get there. Yeah, August 12th, we have a bat mitzvah, a Lillian. We're super excited for that. That's coming around the corner. So that's going on. And what else am I forgetting? Seth has been awesome. Roy, anything else? No? Okay. I was supposed to ask this. Our religious school needs volunteer teachers. So you want to teach in religious school this year. It's not really a very long, it's on Sundays and we need you for about maybe an hour every Sunday. So it's not a terribly long gig, but we could use some more teachers. Some fresh faces would be really nice. So anyways, if you want something you want to do, let me know. I'd love to put you to work there. All right. I think we're going to go to our closing melody, which is what page again, Seth? 647 OZ the Zimrat Yah. It's the bottom one of the page. OZ Vazimrat Yah. Vayahili Elishua. Ozi 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 Vazimrat Yah. Vayahili Elishua. Shabbat shalom, y'all. Please join us for Oleg over in the multi-purpose room. Also, I think we're having pizza, right? Is that right, Karen? Is that happening? Yes, there's pizza for Oleg in the multi-purpose room. I'm told it's not bacon pizza. Don't worry, folks. It's just cheese pizza. It's just, yeah.